We have a liftoff. El mero señor grande que no quiere que se te vayan a meter de solidaridad para abajo, que ya dio la mecha, que si le dan para allá que le rompa su madre, que todo ya se prendió esto. Hay que estar bien pilas, a ver cuándo le van a dar esas bolas, le encargo. Que por ahí llevan carne las bolas. Y van, pues ya van como de retorno, ya van de salida. Como que mero les dolió la vergüenza. Es 05, a 150 metros, no hay vato que se escape. Así mero, viejo. Échale, Billy. Échale, buchón. Échale, buchón. Tírale al Billy que se vaya armando con toda la raza que tienen ahí abajo la purificadora. Ahorita lo voy a poner en otra parte. Yo 38, lo que pasa es que Billy no tiene pilas, lo ocupo bajar para allá con punta hasta abajo, a decirle. Pues si hay alguien ahí cortito que baje y les diga que se muevan todos, con todos los que se bajaron y todos los del Billy, a la purificadora, porque esto voy por ellos.
So the audio you guys just heard is extremely interesting. As you can see from the subtitles, they're speaking on giving permission to openly attack government forces. And when I say they, of course, I mean Cartel Jalisco. Now, these orders, of course, come from the top. These are people down below making these decisions. These are people with power and with influence in the organization. Not just anyone can make the decision to attack a military unit. It has lots of consequences that come with it. So only the people up above with that responsibility and know what they're doing make those kind of calls. With that being said, Jalisco shot down several Blackhawks. They employ use of a minigun, similar to what the United States has in their Blackhawks, something like that too, actually on the back of a truck, if I remember correctly, one of them. Now, in this recording, it's Jalisco ordering this attack on government forces, which is interesting because supposedly they never attack the government, they work with the government. I know you guys have heard this story 1,000 times, they don't hurt soldiers, kind of like they don't hurt women and children, and then they chop up a 70-year-old lady into pieces because she was selling meth without their permission. But they don't hurt women either, right? Que no ataca al gobierno, no, y aquí segundo, y ahí sale esta grabación, viejo. ¿Qué
Ahí
crees?
están los audios de ellos mismos.
Y todavía lo van a negar, ¿qué crees? And they'll still deny it. That's what we're laughing about. Even though they're just recorded, what else could you want? They'll still deny it, and if not, they'll just try to put it off on a bad apple. Even though it's obviously not that. This is a whole operation. And on top of that operation, there's a long history of Blackhawks getting knocked down, soldiers being assassinated, lots of other things. This is very different from the old school way of doing things when organized crime worked together with the government to kind of keep the peace as best they could and keep order. Right now, what's happening is a free-for-all, and it's costing civilians, their lives. They're the ones who are paying the heavy price. Are the civilians, unfortunately, in every conflict they do. It's not always the people's intention. Sometimes it is. Sometimes they're evil just to hurt them. But either way, civilians die. And right now, this was the actual ambush that happened when they were giving the orders. Now, they were intercepted on the highway that goes into Jitlotlan and Tepaltepec. This is on the outskirts of, where Michoacan and Jalisco come together. And the person you're hearing or heard was a member of the Cartel Jalisco giving that order. Now, he said, Manda decir a mero señor grande que no quiere que te van a pasar los unidades. He said, the big guy, the guy from up above, as in the boss, is saying he doesn't want any of those military units passing. Like, he doesn't want them leaving there alive. That's the orders, going down to the sicarios. And on top of that, they say that there's federal forces along with the soldiers, and that to confront the federal soldiers too, and in his own words, rompen su madre, which is like break their mother, which is like, of course, an expression when you really want to, when you're killing them, you're tearing them apart. That's what they're trying to do, let's be honest. One of the next things said is, hay que estar bien pilas. That means like you gotta have all your energy at it. You gotta be attentive. Hay que estar atento, mi sargento. And at the end of the day, this was a bloodbath because these soldiers had no idea what they're going into. Of course, they're trained for it and things like that, but when the other people have the element of surprise, it usually doesn't turn out too well. Though I can say the Mexican military is very brave and they know what to do. The only thing you can do in an ambush is either try to get out of the zone, which usually you end up getting shot to pieces, or dismount and you give them hell. You get behind cover, you start putting rounds down range. That's all you can do. And for being outnumbered, outgunned, and everything else that happens, the Mexican military still almost always comes out on top, even against, especially against groups like the Zetas and groups like that. Now, most of this firefight was in between 100 to 150 meters, which is a fairly close engagement, and you can see that they were shooting from on top of a hill down onto the soldiers at 1.2 from what I was looking at. So on top of the numbers and everything, they also had the advantage of elevation, the terrain. And that's what happens when you set up an ambush. You get to pick where that battle is going to happen. And you put the odds in your favor. Just how it is. And when soldiers go out on patrol, they're a target. And unfortunately, these people are targeting soldiers. These people are heroes for the most part. The soldiers that just want to go out and keep Mexico safe and fight for the country, para patria, and it's a shame to watch them lose their lives for almost nothing. Their pay is very little, and sometimes they're just at the orders of someone else doing someone else's bidding in organized crime, and they don't even know it. They think they're fighting organized crime, but they're really just working for the other side. It's usually the case. So, hope each one of these soldiers that were here in this video, their family is proud of them and knows how brave they truly are and what they have to go out and face every day. This isn't some conflict in some other country where you go, you do a tour, you come home or something like that. This is their home. And every day when they go out and patrol, this is their reality. And I'd like everyone to take that home with them at this moment. Please smash on that like button, not because you like what I'm saying, but you like the fact I'm speaking on something no one else wants to speak on. I wish each and every one of you a superb day. Quiero decir adiós a la raza, mi compa.
La raza, porque eso la saben como sobrino en esos comentarios. Y si la raza, tengo vueltas noticias nuevas y que le incluyan las notificaciones. Y eso lo saben.
Así es. So don't let anyone tell you when you're at your work or at your school, Cartel Jalisco, they don't attack civilians. They don't attack the government. No. They don't hurt. Yes, they do. They even record themselves doing it and then tell you they didn't later. And some people eat it up. All cartels are evil. I just personally feel that the cartels that specifically target civilians and unarmed people are truly evil. Of course, selling fentanyl and these things that kills people at the end of the day is 100% evil. How many families does it ruin everything that happens? But going and directly taking someone's life or taking someone's loved one away from them or burning them out in the desert into a crisp, the level of evil is uncomparable to anywhere else I know. And I feel like ambushes just like this one are going to be a lot more common in Michoacan. They're getting a lot braver, and they know they can take the military on shot for shot. They're one of the few groups that has the discipline, and it's that fear of God that's been put into them in their training camp. They see someone get killed in front of them and eaten. They know there's no turning back. It's death before dishonor, basically. So a lot of these groups will get shot or get shot at, and they'll take off running or whatever, but these people know they will stay and fight until the last shot. Adios, amigos.